I know you mentioned the meeting that took place today between Mark Carney and the president. Excuse me. If you are the prime minister at the end of all of this, would you have any preconditions on a meeting with the president? And I know you haven't seen it yet because it just happened. The president's in the Oval Office, and he just said, we have Liberation Day on April 2nd. And I'm not talking about Canada, but many, many countries have taken advantage of us. Any thoughts on potentially a changing tone out of the White House?
Well, let's hope that there is a change in tone. We want to put an end to this crazy tariff chaos. We have the best trading relationship in the history of the world. Why not continue and grow that trading relationship as two separate sovereign nations? My message to President Trump is that true free trade without tariffs will allow both of our economies to separately grow stronger so that we can fund stronger militaries and more secure borders and make our continent safe against the real risks from overseas. That's the goal that we should all be working towards. And my goal will be to make Canada, regardless of what the Americans do, this has all been a wake-up call for us. By blocking pipelines and LNG plants and slow-rolling resource projects, capping our oil and gas sector, the Liberals have made us too reliant on the Americans. That will end. My government will repeal the entire carbon tax, the energy cap, the anti-pipeline law, C-69. We will bring the hundreds of billions of dollars back to our economy, and we will start selling between Canadians and overseas so that we are stronger, self-reliant, sovereign, to stand on our own 2 feet and stand up to the Americans. In other words, let's bring home the country that we knew and the country that we still love. Thank you very much.
En français.
We are at a sawmill here in Nanaimo, and mills like this are becoming increasingly rare on the island and in BC. People at these places are worried about their jobs. Now they're faced with tariffs from Donald Trump. What is your plan to protect the industry in BC and across Canada, for that matter, in the face of these tariffs?
Very good question. I've been traveling to sawmills across the interior of British Columbia and, of course, the island for about 2 years now. And it's been a devastating period of sawmill closures. And let's be honest about what's causing it. First of all, we've had a lost Liberal decade. Justin Trudeau allowed the Americans to reinstate tariffs on our lumber. Now, let's be clear. Those were not Trump's tariffs. They were Biden's tariffs. Biden then doubled the tariffs, and now President Trump wants to raise them again. Now, it's very easy to make excuses for the Liberals, saying they have no control over this, but history doesn't bear that out. Stephen Harper got a softwood lumber deal within 80 days of becoming prime minister that saw the Americans end the tariffs and reimburse the ones they had already collected. So the Liberals have not made protection of our softwood lumber a priority. They have failed over a decade, and our workers are paying the price. I will negotiate to end the softwood lumber tariffs so that we can get our lumber to the American market. I will also massively stimulate home building. So this lumber can go into building new homes by taking the GST off new homes, incentivizing municipalities to free up permits, speed up approvals, cut development charges, and open up land to construction. By selling off 6,000 federal buildings and thousands of acres of federal land, we can build millions of new homes with Canadian lumber. That'll mean the workers at this mill and in the forests of Canada can make bigger paychecks, which they can bring to houses that they can afford to buy. In other words, we need to bring home the Canadian promise. And the choice in the next election is, after the lost Liberal decade of losing jobs and wealth to the South, of higher taxes and crime, do they deserve a fourth term, or is it time to put Canada first with a new Conservative government that will bring our jobs home to Canadians?